Today, honestly, I feel like I just want to talk.
Anywhere you go, give it all.
Hi, it's Emily. And I just first wanted to say thank you for coming to my channel. This is the end of the 4th week of the 67 Try Your Best Beesh challenge. And I did a weigh-in. Well, yes, I did a weigh-in, but mostly I'm looking at measurements. I'm not stepping on the scale every week. And the scale I do step on is at the doctor's office. It's not a digital scale, so I'm not down to like the point such and such numbers. But my most important pursuit is health and happiness, joy, and purpose. Like I want to feel like I know why I'm here and what I can offer, truly offer, like from my soul, as opposed to just ensuring that the machines of the world continue to run and that the economy continues to grow. I have to confess something. I haven't been as dedicated to this challenge thus far as I could have been. And that tends to be a pattern with me. I tend to just kind of half-ass things because it gives me an out. If I don't get the results I want, I can always say, well, you know, I didn't try that hard, or if I had tried harder, I would have gotten the result. And it's a safety net, which is very self-destructive. I don't know if you've had the same experience. So afraid of going after something, failing at it, and then having no reason for that failure other than I'm a failure. Being self-aware, self-centered enough, having enough self-confidence and self-love to say, fuck it, to say, this is who I am, and this is enough. And in fact, it's not just that this is enough, but this is amazing, and this is fantastic, and this is glorious, and fuck y'all who don't think that. And in fact, I don't even care what you think. I'm good. Like, I'm good where I am. I'm good with my body. I'm good with how I look. I'm good with how I move through the world. I'm good with the relationships I have, with how I show up for those relationships. That's what I'm striving for. And I don't want it to be striving either. I want it to be gentle and loving, like the currents of a stream, you know, just going with the flow. Okay, I have to admit I'm a little scared to try this recipe today because the way I cooked it was a bit of a disaster. I put too much oil in because I didn't have enough courgette and zucchini. So I'm afraid it's going to be really oily. And that I maybe put too much pesto in as well. So we'll see. I don't know, I'm scared. It's okay. In fact, the parsley that I added is a little old and it's kind of stringy and is kind of choking me. And that was not in the recipe I was modifying from. So I would suggest cutting out that modification. You don't need to add fresh parsley. Yeah, and it's definitely too oily. So in fact, I don't even know that I would put any oil in the skillet. Maybe like half a soup spoon. I think I put 2, maybe I put 3, I don't remember. But like cut it way down. Basically like saute, truly saute the zucchini and then add the pesto. And I might even like cut the pesto amount in half. I mean, I don't remember exactly how much I put in because I was because the soup spoon wouldn't fit in the jar, so I used the regular spoon. And the recipe calls for 2 soup spoons, but it also calls for 4 courgette zucchini. So yeah, I would maybe do like half a soup spoon of the pesto, no oil, and no parsley. No fresh parsley. You could add like dried parsley. Yeah, I'm not thrilled by this recipe. It's edible, it's healthy, aside from the gazillion amounts of olive oil, which actually the doctors are now saying that olive oil is healthy. I don't know if they are telling you to guzzle it or not, but I think this might be a fail. At least I've got bread. That's stale. It's a fine line, you know. It's a fine line between having structure and having rules and having must-dos and having gentleness and freedom and a laissez-faire attitude. For me, finding the balance between those 2 spaces is difficult, but it's key, because too far into rules and expectations and I rebel. Too far the other way into gentleness and freedom and laissez-faire, I'm too Flou, too, I don't remember what the word is in English, oh my god, too ambiguous, too unstructured. And that's kind of what's happened, not really paying attention to whether I was truly meeting the rules of the challenge. And in fact, I haven't really been. I guess now it's time for the weigh-in, huh? So I have to admit, I'm kind of nervous. Like, I didn't mention in my first video what my numbers were, and I'm uncomfortable making them public, partly because it's very, I don't know, embarrassing to acknowledge the size of the numbers. And also it's scary because if I make the numbers public and then over time there's not a huge amount of change or some, you know, radical impressive number of reduction, or what if I go up in numbers? God, that's going to be horrifying and embarrassing, and I'll feel ashamed. And I think maybe that's exactly why I'm going to go ahead and do this, because shame is such a poison. Annihilation of shame is one of my objectives. And one of the ways to annihilate shame is to shine light on it. That light has an amazing ability to both annihilate the shame of the person who's putting forth themselves in the light, but it also helps give other people courage to step into light and burn away the shame as well. At least that's in my experience. When you start talking about it and make it public, it makes it less taboo, and it's kind of astounding how much fear is wrapped up by weight. Are you ready?
So I'm starting to see some results, not huge numbers, but that's okay because I really want to make some changes that are sustainable. And my numbers look really big because they're in centimeters, but when then you transfer them to inches, it's not nearly as impressive. But you can see some difference in my waist, which is nice. Starting to see some definition there. Pretty much everything else is fairly negligible. The change in my chest and the change in my butt I'm not so thrilled about. I'm kind of hoping that that's due to my lackadaisical measuring habits, but we'll see. So I'll just keep going, and I'll keep sharing the results.
This particular vlog has been a little all over the place. But I'm really glad that you have watched it, and I hope you found it entertaining or inspiring or encouraging or something worth your time, because I really appreciate you giving it the time you've given it, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and click the notification buttons and comment below and let me know how you're doing. I'd really love to hear from you. Bisou, bisou. À plus.
Coucou! Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Merci!